Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video because my voice is being suppressed about some criminal embezzlement that's been happening. My family is involved, specifically my mother and my brother. What they wanted to do is treat me like some sort of orphan, treat me like I'm some sort of unwell individual. Even, they're desperately even trying to claim that my bank is so small and unable to process the financial compensation that I'm owed. And so they, in effect, should control my finances. And they want to do this via a guardianship or via a conservatorship. Um, Now, how this is happening is basically during my time in the military, during my application process to the CIA, I was farmed out effectively from the military to the CIA, an organization that has a lot of leadership from a community that I grew up in. What they wanted to do is process me for a Yankee white security clearance, a very high up security clearance, and they wanted to siphon off my finances and basically write themselves a blank check of billions and billions of dollars. And they were to do this by writing me compensation for damages of billions and billions of dollars. And so you could use your imagination of what kinds of damages they've been causing me so as to make the damages they caused me worth billions and billions of dollars. We're talking things like rape, we're talking things like sexual assault, we're talking things like physical assault, we're talking things like torture, we're talking things like injecting things under my skin, we're talking things like anesthetizing me in my sleep. We're talking things like forcing me into psychological institutions and trying to claim that I'm unwell because I have video documentation of things that have been happening to me. We're talking school teachers in universities issuing me a fake exam so as to claim that I was unable to complete a final exam, all of which I thoroughly documented and even emailed around to make sure that copies were kept. And so the corruption and the collusion is very thorough, and this is something that they've involved tons of people in just to make sure that things would go their way, and it's something that they've done plenty of times. This is a very common scheme. Intelligence community would basically human traffic somebody that is an orphan or somebody that doesn't have family that they can reach out to for help. And I effectively was living that kind of a lifestyle because I lost my parents to their own mental health issues, and I was no longer able to rely on them as some sort of backup plan. Like some people might have family as a backup plan. I wasn't quite able to rely on them in that kind of a way. And so I was effectively deemed some sort of orphan. I was written off. I was processed by the intelligence community as if to be alone and unable to call for help. And so it started off with the Puhek family. They wanted to effectively rob me and siphon off my security clearance damages compensation that I was to be owed. They did that by walking me into the military, talking me into the military, and then holding my hand and then throwing me into the fire, putting me between a rock and a hard place, and wanting to claim that they were some sort of parental figures so that they could be in charge of my finances. But then I called my mother. I took a chance. I called my mother and I told her what was happening, and she knew all about it, and she wanted to take part in the scheme, and so did my brother's little Muslim community over in California. They wanted a part of the scheme, and they tried to rob me as well. And they thought they were slick, and they had a car, and they had a copy of my car. I kid you not. They tried to swap my car with a literal copy of my car, and things like that. Really sketchy shit. And they were like, well, we think you're an FBI agent because you came from the military and now you're in our little community. And so I decided to not be in their little community. And they're like, you're an apostate to our religion. Why aren't you coming into our community center? I was like, because you guys are throwing all these accusations at me. And and it's just a whole crock of shit, and it's just a whole bunch of just shady figures doing shady shit and getting frustrated when, my behavior reflects that I don't want any part of their shady shit. And these are people that are embezzling billions of dollars from the government itself, from the treasury. They're just printing off money, and these people want it, even though it's owed to me for damages that these people themselves caused to me. They caused these damages to me, and they wanted to pocket the damages. And so they did things to make this even more criminal and even more fraudulent. They extended the amount of time it took to process my security clearance intentionally, because they wanted to extend the amount of compensation owed to me. By extending the period of time, they can cause me more damages, and they can have the little bigger bonus that they intended to rob me of and siphon off. And so that was fraudulent and criminal, and it was effectively embezzlement. I mean, there's no better way to put it. It's just black budget defense dollars being pocketed by generals themselves. We're talking admirals like Saif ul Haq. We're talking admirals like Saif Abdullah, individuals that are involved with the CIA and brag about their ability to assassinate people, a threat that I've commonly had to deal with from them, things like that. And so, and another thing they tried to do is to increase the damages caused to me is so that they could increase the compensation that they intend to steal, is they intentionally cause me damages. So these aren't natural damages that are caused to a person during the security clearance damages compensation process, during the investigation process, during the background check process. These are damages caused to a person when the generals and admirals themselves, when the very individuals in charge of the security clearance processing system, when the very people that are bestowed with the public trust of processing a Yankee white security clearance are themselves vested in robbing the security clearance damage compensation. When those kinds of individuals are bestowed upon with that kind of trust, they're able to intentionally cause me damages so that they can intentionally write up a bigger compensation amount, which, of course, like I mentioned earlier, they intend to steal at the end of the day. And my mom has been trying to suppress this story. She's trying to claim that I'm unwell. She's trying to claim that the video and photo documentation that I have, the evidence of the conspiracy and the schemes and the robbery, she's trying to claim that she's trying to convince me to delete all the evidence. She's trying to convince me that my bank account with a smaller bank in Arizona, she thinks it's my only bank account. And she says, well, that bank can't possibly handle, the financial compensation. You should just let me take care of it. You should let me handle it. She tries to send me Venmo, and she tries to send me Zelle to my bank account, and it suddenly doesn't work via some sort of scheme that she's propped up, where Zelle wants me to make a Zelle account, even though she was able to send money directly to me the other day without me having to make an account. And I don't need her money, but she's trying to prove that somehow she's looking after me and taking care of me. She's trying to prove that even though she's trying to look after me and take care of me, my bank literally can't handle a Zelle payment, which is just a bunch of bogus, because she sent me money at one point and it worked out. And then when she tried to send me money again, she's trying to claim that it's not working out anymore, which honestly is just due to her technological incompetence. And I just don't want money from her. I don't want anything from her at this point. So I'm making this video because she's trying to put the scheme and, keep working on this conspiracy. Now that it fell out of some people's hands, she's trying to, use her hands to put it together. And this is just their little gravy train of the CIA, some black budget dollars that she's trying to rob. And it isn't working out for her. It isn't working out for the other people that tried it out. It isn't working out for the people that she blew. And so it's just not working out for all of them. And, there is no respect to go around for individuals like this. There is no dignity for individuals that conduct themselves like this. This is, I represent the American people right now. And these people represent military leadership, and leadership that are in positions of public trust, and they're absolutely blowing it. And so even if I do get paid a gargantuan amount that is owed to me because of damages that they caused to me, I'm going to make damn sure that these people don't see a penny of it, especially the ones that are, doing everything in their power to try to rob me of it. And they're pulling every trick in the book, doing every nasty and dirty little thing that they can try to do to me, including wearing special effects makeup, all sorts of ways, and stalking me. And I got that on photo evidence of that. I got video evidence of it. It's often a little retarded kid named Saiful Huck. He's a crack baby, and so he's very stupid and very easy to convince to do things. I used to babysit him. I was a live-in babysitter, caretaker for him, and I'm pretty sure my mom blew him. He let me know about that, and he's fairly honest, and so I believe it. Um, and so you got this circle of idiots that are trying to scheme against me, and you got this circle of assholes that are trying to pull a fast one on me because they are trying to convince the world that I'm too autistic to notice what they're doing to me, and therefore they should invest in this scheme, right? And they've invested millions of dollars and sent it all down the drain in like um, a desperate effort to recuperate the money that they invested, and it's just a cycle of shit that gets bigger and bigger. And so these people have invested tons of money trying to rob me of compensation that I am owed, trying to scheme against me. Um, and it's been all sorts of people. I mean, um, I've had roommates involved in this. I've had roommates in the past involved. I've had former friends involved. Just anybody willing to get paid off, James Williams was acting as if he was some sort of transgender individual. He's acting as if he was a gay individual, and he's just another person that I was a caretaker of because he was very autistic. And I don't mean to call out individuals like this, but I'm just giving examples. Um, so it's often disadvantaged individuals that are being taken advantage of and sent into this scheme headfirst, whether it's a crack baby like Saif ul Haq, or whether it's an autistic individual like James Williams, both of whom I was a caregiver for. James doesn't used to not get out of the house much, and he needed somebody to basically come and visit him and give him some sort of friendship and give him some sort of reinforcement. Somebody from his former school community, and so I would do that. Saif ul Haq, same thing. Somebody kind of a shut-in, doesn't have much real friends, doesn't have much of a real community. It's basically people that his parents would pay to go and hang out with him. And so I would hang out with him, get paid to do so by his family. I would live with him at a massive roommate kind of a discount because he really needed somebody that would live with him that would handle his shit, and his shit was plenty. We're talking, I'd literally change his diapers, and so um, it's it's a scheme that is attempting to take advantage of people that are disadvantaged, and they thought that I was disadvantaged, and they thought that I would fall into this scheme very easily. And so I'm just documenting things as they come. Today is Sunday, February 25th of 2024, and I think it's important that I document the desperate, grasping at straws that these individuals are attempting at because of just how desperate they are, because of just how massively they failed,